Hey Chris, you just got back from your mission trip to Peru. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about what you did there?
Well, I went to Peru for 2 weeks. We went to the region of Lima, and we went to other small towns like Rimac. It was just outside of Lima, but we mostly did like suburbs, ministered to the people and stuff like that.
So tell us what was like a typical day like of ministry when you guys went out.
Typical day was we wake up at 6 and take a shower, get ready. We have breakfast at 7. Then we usually have breakfast for 45 minutes, and then we go have a quiet time. And quiet time is basically just like you can do whatever you want, just be with God. So everyone usually read their Bible, so I would read my Bible and then pray at the end. And then after that, we would get loaded up on the bus and we would go out and we would travel. Sometimes it would be mostly an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to where we would go, but we'd have a bus ride and then we would go out and minister to the people for like 4 or 5 sites, and then we would come back, eat dinner, and go to bed. Well, we would have session too, but yeah.
What do you mean by session?
Session is like we go into this kind of like church place. Well, I mean, it's kind of like a church. It's just another room there, but we worship at the beginning, and then whatever our project director wants to talk to us about, he'll talk to us about. So we didn't have that every night, but we had that most nights.
When you say that you went out and ministered, you just went to a public place. So tell us what that looked like. Somebody went out, you just tried to gather people, and what did you do as you gathered people in the public place?
Well, when we would go out to like a park, or we'd go to a market where there was an open spot, and we would set up, and then everyone would kind of in Peru and other countries like that, they always want to always fascinated by Americans because you don't see Americans in Peru a lot. Like, it's very rare. So just us being Americans was kind of like they just drew to us, and then we would do a dance to intrigue them, just to get them coming in and watching us, and then we would minister from there.
Like what specifically? You did a skit, somebody gave a testimony, just share with us those things.
Well, we do our dance, and it was the cha-cha slide, and then we would do a doctor skit, which is just like a funny skit, just to get the crowd into it. And then someone share their testimony, and then we would do a drama, and that took like 3 to 4 minutes, and then one of our team leaders would talk about what happened in the drama, and then we would go out in our groups and minister and just ask people if they want to pray for anything and stuff like that.
And so some people got saved.
Yes. I think the final total was 630 to 650 people got saved.
Wow, that's incredible. That's great. How about you personally? What did you do? You got up and shared your testimony. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I shared my testimony. I went up there and then just talk about your story, kind of, and sometimes people relate to that story, so that's when it gets the most fun, when God leads you to the people who understand like your background and are fascinated by that. So, yeah.
What did that feel like to you personally, to be used of God to get up and speak to people in public and share your testimony? Was that pretty cool for you?
Yeah, it was fine. It was just like everyone on our team did it, so it was just something that you volunteered to do, and we enjoyed doing. So, yeah.
And I heard one person had to do it twice, or got to do it twice, and you volunteered to do it a second time?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't the only person to do it twice, but
Okay.
there was some other people who did it twice, but yeah, I did it twice also because I was on a trip where we only had 2 weeks, and then everyone on our team did it, so I did it one more time because I was leaving, so yeah.
And tell us about one particular God moment. Was there one thing that kind of sticks out to you now that the trip's over, that God really showed up at?
Yeah, we were probably about 200 yards away from the president's house on the street, and so we did all our stuff, and then our group went up to this lady with a baby in her, like a pouch thing or whatever that is called, and we had 2 other ladies come by and around us, and then a man who had a cane and was limping really hard. So we asked them what they needed prayer for, and the 3 girls mostly said like family and stuff like that, health, and The one guy said he had polio in his leg, so we prayed for him. We prayed for them, and after we were done praying, he could walk with just a slight limp without his cane. So that was really cool to see.
I'll bet it was. So as you come back now, what did God say to you as you kind of re-enter life here?
Well, I think the main two things that God said was He wanted me and my friend to start a Bible study. He wants us to get active in the school because it's really different to go to some place where you're never going to see people again and then come back, but to apply that where you interact with people every day and you see them every day, like that's a little bit harder. But God told me that like the stuff I learned on the trip I need to apply here, so stuff like that.
So you excited to lead a Bible study then?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
That's great. Anything else you'd like to share?
I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who supported me and everyone who raised or gave me some money so that I could go out and minister to other people. And one of the last days we were there, our project director showed us this slideshow, and it had 5 things that people can be. And one of them was a giver, and that's just people who give money to send missionaries out, and even though if they don't go out and spread the gospel, that they support people who do. So I'm very appreciative of you guys for supporting me and raising that money for me so that I could go out and spread the gospel through Jesus Christ.
Well, Chris, you just got back from your missions trip. Where did you go?
Start over.
No, we're not starting over.
We're starting over.
No, this is it.
Then I'm just going to wait here.